Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to create a simple tic-tac-toe game using .NET MAUI. The game will be straightforward, designed for two players without any computer logic. First, let me show you what the game will look like on an Android simulator. When a user clicks anywhere on the board for the first time, an O will appear. The next click will display an X, and the program will check if either X or O has won. If a player wins, a message will display the winner. After clicking OK, the board will reset and you can start a new game. There can also be situations where neither player wins. Now let's go ahead and create a new .NET MAUI application. I'll name it Tic Tac Toe. Let's start by removing the default generated content from main page. To represent the board, we will use graphics view. We will hardcode the width and height to be 300, but this can be made more flexible later. Let's name it graphics view. The graphics view needs to have a drawable instance, so we need to create a new class that implements the iDrawable interface. This class must include a draw method. First, we will draw the board itself. It will have a black color with a stroke size of 1. Now let's see how to draw it. Imagine the board as a grid divided into 9 smaller rectangles. If the width of the entire grid is 300, each small rectangle will have a width of 100. So now we will create two for loops for the rows and columns. For each small rectangle, we will call the draw rectangle method. The x and y coordinates will depend on the I and j values, while the width and height will be 100. Next, we will create a drawable object for graphics view. Let's see how it looks now. For now, I'll run it in Windows machine configuration since it's faster. I'll show the end result on an Android simulator. Here we go, our board is ready. Next, we'll create methods for drawing O and X. These methods will receive a canvas and coordinates as arguments. For O, we'll use a red color with a stroke size of 10. For X, the stroke color will be black, but the stroke size will remain the same. To draw O, we'll use the draw circle method. The center will be the center of each circle with a radius of 30. To draw X, we will use two lines, one from the top left corner to the bottom right, and another from the top right corner to the bottom left. Let's test our methods by drawing O and X in any location to see if they work. Perfect. The draw O and draw X methods work fine, so let's remove the test drawings. To determine the mouse click location, we will use the start interaction event handler. We'll add a small check for the number of touches. Here's how we can get the x and y coordinates from the touch event, knowing each square's width and height are 100. We need to represent our board and keep track of selected O's and X's, so let's create a board class. This class will have a two-dimensional array representing the selected state. -1 means nothing is selected, 0 for O, and 1 for X. Let's create a setMove method which receives ing coordinates and sets the board array value accordingly. We'll also create a current Boolean variable to switch between X and O. If false, it represents O. If true, it represents X. Converting Boolean to int gives us either 0 or 1, which is what we need. Additionally, we will keep a counter to determine if all skewers are selected. If the skewer wasn't already selected and we set a value, we'll return true, otherwise false. Now let's create a board in main page and pass it to my drawable. We can now call setMove, and if successful, it means we either selected O or X. A crucial part of the game is checking if we have a winner after every move. We need to check 4 things. If we have a winner in a row, in a column, in a primary diagonal, or secondary one. The current value is used to check if an entire row has the same value. The same applies to the columns. For the primary diagonal, ing are the same, and for the secondary one, we check accordingly. Finally, we will combine all these checks. We'll check against the last selected choice, which is the opposite of the current value. If one of the conditions is met, we have a winner. If not, we return 2, indicating either no winner yet or a full board with no winner. We forgot to draw X and O's according to user selection, so let's do that. To get the board value, let's create a get method. If the board value is 0, we draw O. If it's 1, we draw X. Let's test that now. It works fine, but we still need validation for the winner. Now let's use our check winner method. If the return value is 0, O is the winner. If it's 1, X is the winner. If it's 2, there's no winner. Once the winner is found or the board is full, we need to reset it. That's it. Now let's see the result on the Android simulator.